Top of it, top of it, top of it, top of it. It's your boy, Coach One Stack, man. We back again. Man, dropping y'all a little bit of news you can use, being at our best, man. At my best LLC, best meaning building esteem of self through thinking. Making better choices and making better decisions, y'all. Can you dig it? And hey, man, as you see, man, I'm going to be covering, man, this Diddy trial because it's going to be a whole lot longer than what y'all think. And I'm going to be covering other celebrities and sports and motivational and the weightlifting and everything all rolled into one. Because at the end of the day, guys, it's all about the choices you make. Can you dig it? And like I tell you guys, we all have choices. But now today, I want y'all to stay tuned to the end of this video, man, because I'm finna drop y'all some knowledge about the court system in Diddy. You know, today he was denied bail a third time, but now what he did was he exercised his right to a speedy trial, and now he has a court date set for May. So let me break this down for you guys. See, first of all, you know, why would somebody want a speedy trial? There's a few reasons why. When you ask for a speedy trial, that means that the prosecutors have to have their ducks in a row. They need to have all their evidence in a row. They need to have all their, their witnesses in a row. And in his case, they need to have all those hard drives and devices in a row. Now, guys, they confiscated almost 100 hard drives, almost 100 devices in which all of them has not even been downloaded yet. So now once they download the devices, they have to sift through all of the stuff and see what is pertinent for his case. Now, what the prosecution, what Diddy's attorney hopes that will happen, by making them move so fast, is that the defense will get into a rush and they will make mistakes. And they're hoping, and remember, y'all heard it first over here on Coach One Stack's channel. They are hoping that the prosecution has come across some of this evidence illegally. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if the prosecution has come across any of this video evidence illegally, guys, it's called fruits of the poisonous tree, and it will be excluded from evidence, which means it's thrown out and a jury of his peers will never even hear about it. See, guys, when you catch a case, man, it's all about what you can prove, not what you did. You guys got to use your brain, man. This is the FBI and Homeland Security. You have to understand, man, they didn't wake up one day and say, you know what? I don't have anything else better to do, and I'm just going to use my resources on messing with Puff Daddy. They didn't just wake up with that one day. As you know, the federal system will let you get away with things for quite a long time until they come and get you. And that being his case, but like I said, back to the speedy trial. That speedy trial can affect him in good ways, and can affect him in bad ways. Now, like I said, the good ways that it can affect him, because we're gonna talk about the speedy trial and him taking a stand. He could have that speedy trial, which normally has to be done within 70 days of you asking for your speedy trial. But here's the catch, guys. They only can have that speedy trial if the court can accommodate the court date. All right. So now, if he has that speedy trial, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. If he has that speedy trial, and for some reason the defense does not have all their ducks in a row, their witnesses, their evidence, and he gets found not guilty, let me tell you what that will do, guys. What that will do is open up the door, like, for all the rest of these lawsuits, for the rest of the people that are coming behind him with indictments. That's gonna kind of make them look bad, because they say, man, he already got tried by a jury of his peers and he was found not guilty. But guys, that's not gonna happen. But being that he's gonna be found guilty, guys, with a Rico charge, he is facing life for the Rico charge. So now, let me explain something else to you about this speedy trial. Another reason why he's asking for a speedy trial is because you have these 120 victims who has come forward, who are getting represented by this attorney in Texas, 25 of them being minors, by the way. Okay? So now what Diddy is hoping to do by having a speedy trial, maybe they won't throw the minors charge in there with what's going on now. But I can see in the near future, and remember, Coach One Stack told y'all this first, man. Like I said, that's a bad choice on Diddy's behalf to have that speedy trial, because they're going to have more indictments coming. And with those more indictments coming, due to those minors, guys, it changes the whole ball game, period. Can you dig what I'm saying? See, once he gets those indictments thrown in by the minors, what that's gonna do is start to push Diddy's court date back further and further and further. Why? Because they have to have time to gather evidence. They have to have time to get a discovery. You understand what I'm saying? And interview witnesses and do things the right way. So, you know, Diddy is, in a nutshell, going to actually be locked up for quite some time before he even goes to trial, because of this speedy trial thing. And he, you know, and basically they're trying to get everybody up out the way and just be done with it. But it's not going to happen, people. It's not going to happen. Now, here are some disadvantages of having a speedy trial. Diddy's lawyer cannot have all his ducks in a row. You dig what I'm saying? He cannot have all his ducks in a row. Diddy can also now a lot of people who are trying to file lawsuits against him, and you don't know how many more grand jury indictments that he has coming. All that's going to do is make them speed up the process. Now that they know that he wants a speedy trial, they're going to speed up the process of indicting him with these other things. Remember, y'all heard it first on Coach One Stack's channel. He will be getting indicted for more charges, and I figure within the next week, okay? And I want somebody to call my bluff. See, so always having a speedy trial is not going to be, you know, in his best interest, especially with the situation with these minors. See, so let's talk about the minors. See, the thing about them minors are, the good thing about the minors, because there's no good thing about him, you know, taking advantage of these minors and giving them ketamine. And a lot of these minors, you know, their parents taking them to the doctor and they're finding horse tranquilizer in their blood system. There's nothing cool about that. But the cool thing is that it is a paper trail from the doctor. And guys, it ain't hard to figure out that if your kid went from Diddy's and now straight to the doctor and they got a horse tranquilizer, it's more than likely that he did do it. And they're going to, whatever they accused him of, guys, they're going to follow through. Because, hey, man, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, man. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Can you dig? Come on, man. Stay with me till the end of this video. So now, with Diddy, man, dealing with these minors, not only does it throws, you know, it's going to throw the whole jury pool into a whole different state of mind. Because, man, having a part of that speedy trial is about picking the right jury as well. See, when you have that speedy trial, man, Puffy is not going to want anybody on there, man, that's going to sympathize with the victims. Meaning he's not going to want any young women on there. He's not going to want any young men on there. He's definitely not going to want any young white Caucasian women on there. He will probably more than likely want people on his speedy trial that they're older white men, all right? Even maybe perhaps some older black women and black men, because what he is looking for a jury to say is, you know what, those women weren't assaulted. You know, they kept coming to see him time and time and time again, and they knew what they were signing themselves up for. That is what he's hoping for, but guys, that's not going to happen. But when the minors come into play, see, the minors have no say on whether they want to be a victim or not, because they were minors at the time of these charges, and one of which was a 15-year-old, where Diddy, you know, the minor's father, you know, brought him to Diddy to, you know, to break into the record business. And Diddy separated him from the father and took him to the studio, at which time Diddy had this 15-year-old minor perform oral sex on him. Guys, that wasn't the first time, man. You don't just get that comfortable with yourself when you got these, you know, 25 different minors, all right? And then, you've already seen the video of Diddy with the young little white girl that he so-called adopted that's missing right now. You don't see these types of things happening, guys. That's not normal for your kid to be separated, then come back drugged and be sexually assaulted. And we wonder why now to these days, man, these youngsters are so confused about their sexuality. Why? Because we have people like Diddy who have been giving these young people their first sexual experience in the Rainbow Side community. Now, guys, It's nothing, I don't see nothing wrong with the rainbow community, but guys, don't take a kid's choice away. If a kid does not want that, well, don't force it on them. Let a kid get older and decide to choose that for themselves. But once you have chose that for that kid, you got to remember that is their first interaction in that type of intimate world. So now that is what they're going to start seeking. No, they might not be lesbian, gay, or bisexual, but you made them that way because of you took their innocence away and you took that first experience. So yeah, guys, these are reasons why Diddy would want to have a speedy trial. And so he don't want them minors. He does not want those minors thrown into this big old Rico case. Do you understand what I'm saying? Diddy does not want more indictments to get thrown up in this case. That's why he's having a speedy trial. But remember, you heard it first on Coach One Stack channel. Guys, he has many, many, many more indictments coming very, very soon. And I'm talking about within the next week. Because if you do your homework, guys, the attorney who's representing 120 clients down in Texas, people have been settling out of court with him all week. Now, I can't tell you a lie and tell you I know what major companies they are, because I don't know. But from major companies to hotels to hospitals to people have been settling out of court when it comes to that 120 people, but not any of those minors. Can you dig it? The youngest one of them being 9 years old. So yeah, Diddy, I think that is a very bad choice. See, I think somebody like Diddy needs to come to me and get a consultation, right, to learn how to become the best version of himself. To become the best version of himself, so that he doesn't have to go down this road anymore. Can you dig? Because, man, you've already made enough bad decisions, and it's even a worse decision to try to get a speedy trial and then try to testify on your behalf and think that you're going to have the jury of your peers sympathize with your sick, twisted thoughts. Now, I feel sorry for Diddy's kids, especially the twins. I feel sorry for the twins. Matter of fact, the twins are the only ones that I feel sorry for. The rest, a couple of the boys, they were participating with him at these free calls along with his mama. Can you dig that? But that's a whole nother video coming soon, man. Hey, man, I'm glad you guys have been enjoying the channel. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying the content. It's a lot of haters out here that, got a problem, because I wear a do-rag. I got a tank top on. I'm sitting in my kitchen. But hey, man, I'm still giving you this content, some news you can use, man. And I'm very articulate with my thoughts. I know how the court system goes. And guys, everybody keep asking me, well, how do you know this? Why? Because I was alive during the 90s and I know how to read indictments. Not only do I know how to read indictments, I also know how to read lawsuits. And so do you. All you have to do is do a little digging yourself and you can see the evidence for yourself. And before I leave, I want to tell you one thing about law. Law is only based off of what a reasonable person would think is right. So even if you don't know the law in your state, if you feel that if you were to give someone an intoxicating substance, right, that knocked them out, and you were to take advantage of them sexually, a reasonable person would feel that that is wrong. That means that you're breaking the law, okay? If you walked into the store and you took a pair of Air Jordans and you walked out and you put them on and you walked out without paying, a reasonable person would think that that was a crime. And in this case, man, guys, use your eyes and ears and start reading these indictments and think about what a reasonable person would think. Would a reasonable person think that if you gave people ketamine and took advantage of them while they're halfway unconscious? With ketamine, you're conscious. You just can't feel anything going on back there. Would a reasonable person think that's okay? Would a reasonable person feel that once somebody squirted baby oil on you that has GHB, which will knock you out for about 4 to 5 hours, and GHB does not show up in your system after 3 hours, would a reasonable person think that was wrong? Of course a reasonable person would. Only a sick person wouldn't believe that, like Puffy. So guys, more news coming soon, man. Be at your best, build your esteem of self, do thinking. Guys, Subscribe to this channel, man. Hit that notification bell because I'm dropping content for you every day, all day, man. Share the video, share the love, and remember to keep it real with yourself. Build your esteem of yourself through thinking and not drinking. Hey, man, because, hey, man, God wants you to, and we need to pray for Diddy, and we need to pray for his victims even more, and I want you guys to have a beautiful day.